No other God. Muhammad's fine. Muhammad's just great. We have schools in the United States of America today where they have set up foot showers, where students have the opportunity to leave their classrooms to say prayers toward Mecca. We have schools in California where the students are forced for a week to pretend they're Muslims and basically say the Allah is God and Muhammad is his prophet, which is the prayer confession for Muslims. They're basically all Muslims after they say the prayer. It's only the Judeo-Christian God. Why? Because that is the real God who represents the authority of the universe that they want to defile. And they are so willing to defile it. And the liberals who control the media and the legal establishment in this country are so determined to bring down that God and his authority in America that they will sign a pact with the devil himself in order to do it. I have written several books on this subject. I wrote a book called Let Us Pray, which deals with school prayer in the United States and why that prayer is important, and specifically why it was the authority, not the opportunity of prayer to be taken. I've written a book on the pledge and the legal battles that we have had over the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag, and the lawsuits by Michael Newdow and others in order to remove the words "under God" and to get rid of our national motto, "In God We Trust." Why is that so important for them to destroy? Over the Speaker's chair in the House of Representatives is the national motto, "In God We Trust." It's there for a reason. It gives the Speaker, at the seat of power, the real seat of power, which isn't at the White House, it's in the Congress, the authority of God. That he functions in the authority of God. And when you remove that authority, you have to replace the vacuum. Remember that school I talked about? Baltimore Polytechnic? There were no cops in any schools in Baltimore when I was a kid. None! And now you've got this huge police force. When I was in school in the 1960s, policemen carried a belt with a .38 caliber pistol and 6 extra rounds of ammunition, a pair of handcuffs, and a billy club. Now cops wear body armor, have automatic weapons, carry an average of 200 rounds of ammunition on them, and wear ski masks when they bust into people's homes. No longer do we use the force necessary, we use overwhelming force, because we have to instill fear into the hearts of the public in order to enforce law. I watched a clip on television the other day that I just sat back and nobody has a problem with it. Some woman who was obese and in her 50s had been shoplifting at Walmart, and they had been filming her and wanted to catch her fence. So a SWAT team shows up at her home, a 3-room shotgun house, couldn't have been 650 square foot, and 40 heavily armed men with machine guns and masks beat down the door. There were so many armored police in there, they bumped up against each other in order to arrest this 50-year-old obese woman. Overwhelming power. In a state that needs overwhelming power because it can't function in righteousness in the will of God. This is a spiraling downhill event, and the war on the Judeo-Christian God only gets worse and more intense. And the more God is removed from our public venues, the more the true God is removed from our public venues. And from enforcing authority through righteousness, the more of an armed, overwhelmingly forced society we need in order to continue our functions, in order to continue our civilization. In other words, to continue the civilization, we have to do away with civility. And basically, in the United States,